Hello everybody. How you doing tonight? I hope the answer to that is awesome. So while I get my other device ready, I would like to say welcome to Tracy Creating. I am Tracy, and throughout this video, may you be inspired, learn something new, or simply relax while you're watching. So just pulling it up over here, making sure everything is good and I can see who comes into chat and says hello, and even if there are any questions. So just making sure that it's in live chat so it doesn't get missed. Okay, so gloves on now. What we're going to do tonight is some little flip cups onto these Perspex squares here. And you can just make them out, like, because they're clear, it is harder for you to see them. Hello, Celine, how are you? Okay, so gloves are on. Now, I have mixed up some Montmartre paints. This one is titanium white. They're mixed up with my pouring medium mixture, which my mixture is 10% of Atelier pouring medium and 90% Floetrol, the Australian flood Floetrol. This one here is magenta. And what I do is I mix approximately equal parts of that mixture with the amount of paint that I use. And then I'll add some water if needed, but otherwise I don't add anything else. Hello, Bernadette. Hi from Brisbane. How are you? It's cold tonight, isn't it? I looked at the temperature just before and it said 14, feels like 12. And I went, no, I think it feels like about 2. My fingers were like really, really cold. So what I am going to add to these ones tonight, because I thought it would be nice, is some silicone. So this is from 3 years ago. It's been a very long time that I bought a big spray bottle, like spray can, and it was silicone oil, 100% silicone oil from Prices Plus, so a cheap store, discount store, and it was in the auto section. So all I've been doing all this time is taking this cap off, which is an old tie-dye bottle, and I take it outside and I put the nozzle right up close and I spray inside here, and it only gives me a tiny amount of silicone at a time, but then you have to leave it open. Don't put the lid back on it yet, for a couple of hours and let it degas. I generally would leave it outside, give it a swirl around every half an hour just to help it along, and then you've got the lid and the cap to seal it in. So that's what I've been using for many years. And my spray can, I'm not actually sure that I will get any more out of it, so it's time to purchase a new one or a new type of oil. So if you're in an acrylic pourer and you use silicone in your pours, what oil do you use? If you pop it in the chat box or down in the comment box below. So we're going to put 2 drops into the magenta, 1 in the purple, 2 in the pink, 1 in the white. So all the colours have an amount of silicone in them. I'll just stir in the magenta because I just told you about that one, and the white. I like to have my silicone oil really stirred in. That's my preference through my own experience. This one here, the Montmartre, is purple. So there's not as much in there, which is why I gave it less silicone than the other colours. And this one is the Montmartre pink. I stir those drops in. All right. Awesome. So we have, I'll try not to touch the top of these anymore because just in case I have remnants of silicone on my fingers. So what I use to prop my things up on these are the lid caps from Tube Paints. So I've used many tubes. They all have the same lid, and so as I finished a tube, I held onto the lid for something to prop them up with. And it's really good because if they do get too dirty, it does, the paint or resin or whatever I've used, does just peel away from the cap. So nothing to worry about with that. Okay, so these are clear Perspex. And to save your ears, I've already ripped off the front side. So sometimes when you have these, they have a brown covering. Because these ones have a clear plastic, I'll show you with using the light. This is the top side with the protective plastic removed. Okay, so if I flip that over, that is the protective plastic that is reflecting that fuzzy light now. All right, so that's how to know the difference. And I leave the underside on so that when everything is dried and cured, I can peel it away and it gives a nice clean back side of the Perspex. Okay, let's try and make sure we get everything in. Okay. And hello to Mum. How are you? I have these little cups. I think they go up to 60 ml. So we're going to use these on them. So little by little, we'll add some paint into those. We'll start with a drizzle of white in each one, not a lot, just so that there is white coming out at the top end, because what you put into the cup first is now going to, when you flip it over, most likely to be on the top of the paint stack. You're tired, otherwise all good. Awesome. Well, it's very late, so it's a good thing that you're getting tired. And so now we'll add a bit of the pink. Not a lot, because I want a couple of layers of each colour. So if you put too much in, you get really big block sections of paint, of colour, So, there's no guarantee what you get on the other side. This is fluid art, so the paint will do what it wants to do. So I think we'll break that up. No, we'll put in the magenta. Love these colours from Montmartre. So, and this one here. Okay. Now a bit of purple. before we start our second layer. Okay. Hello, Jelly Bean. How are you? Thanks for coming in. Okay, so one of the things I am doing is the 2 layers. So back to the white now. Now there wasn't a lot of white initially. That was just a little bit on the bottom. So we'll go with a little bit more this time round. Drizzle a little bit in there. So, and with this next round, that should be plenty of paint to cover over the Perspex squares. Okay, I'm just going to add a little bit more in there and in there. Looks like my front cups, because I can see those better than I can the back, have more paint in them. So for this round, I'll add a little bit more magenta into those back ones, and just a little bit. So it's still following the same order, just changing up the amounts of colour that goes in each time. A bit of purple there. That one, and scrape out the very last of the purple for this one. Alrighty. So they're looking really good, ready to go. You're good, awesome. These colours look awesome. Thank you very much. You're not too fussed on silicone? No, see, not everybody likes the silicone. Because I'm going to do a gentle flip tonight. And quite often I don't use silicone, which is probably why my silicone oil has lasted quite some time. So sometimes I just feel the urge to use it to create some cells. Quite often what I think is really effective is just lines. So, and if you have silicone in your paints and you really just want the lines, it can interfere with that. So there we go, they're all flipped. Might just come back this way. We'll do the front too. Everyone has different taste. Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, so I like to give mine a little push to give me a little bit of extra room to pull back. So a little push and pull. Oh, see, I couldn't automatically wanted to run the lip of my cup through there, so especially when there's a block of colour, running the lip through. So flip and lip, which I believe was initially done by Karen at Waterfall Acrylics, is a great way that I've found to get that design broken up if you want to run through it. Here we go, just come back a little bit and sit that down. Okay. That looks nice. You can tell we've definitely got some huge cells in there. And we'll see if we can get anything up through here. So I'm going to use for this a chef's torch. And this was from a specialty kitchen store. And this one is refillable with gas. I'm pretty happy to leave that where it is. You can see we definitely got some more cells created, and I think some of these cells in the white here, they're actually trying to push down to the Perspex. So this is something that we'll see once it's dry, whether or not that creates transparent areas. So, okay, let's go to this one now and see what we get. So a little push and a pull. I did the lip again. This one is a lot more magenta and pink. So I'll leave this corner till last. Get all the other corners covered first, because I want that, oh, that cup tipped. Well, so that. Okay. Come back. This to remain on the top surface. So there. And now to this last section. There we go. So just bring the weight of that paint back to the center. That's how that one looks. Alrighty. So I'll give that one a torch now. So we'll see what comes up with that one. I don't think there will be any that comes up through here, but we shall see over time. That might reveal itself. But what I will do is move it back here. And the same for this one. Okay, there we go. I think I best find a Perspex supplier. Well, as soon as my website's up and running, I will have Perspex for sale. So, yeah, I will let everybody know in the group, and when that happens, so I do have a Facebook group, Creating and Sharing with Tracy. We're not a overly huge group, so if you're nervous about sharing your stuff, feel free to share it in there. And yeah, I like to think that the group was created for you to be able to share with me. So there we go. Looks like a fish with a big eye in right bottom. I'll have to go back and look at that. I will definitely go back and look at that because that would be awesome. A fish in my painting. All right, so let's do this right hand side one. Down, whoa. I'm going to lip it because I lipped the others. And this one again has come out with the darker colours over the white. So we'll come down this way. So I would like to keep some big chunks of magenta on there, considering the last two didn't have a lot of the magenta. So come down this side. Bring it to the edge. Pull it back to open up this section here, and then come back down the middle. See where the paint is moving is where the weight of the paint is. We're there, come back. So there's something I really love on here, which is this cell in particular. If that would focus. It's having trouble. But we can look at that later. That looks really cool and really like it's got the purple and the magenta and the more darker colours in it. So, now we'll torch it and see what comes up with the silicone. We did get some further cells pop up in that one, so it will distort it a little bit, but that's okay. It's still going to look amazing. All right, so last one here. So push and pull, come back, break up the solid block of colour. This one feels to me like a really good even mix of the colours. So we'll see if I can maintain that while tilting to the corners. Not almost there, yeah. Coming down to the final corner. That is awesome. Now there is a lot of white covering that one, so we'll see if we get cells popping through there. And I love how when paints are all the colours go in the cups and even in the same order, but we still get such varying results. So they're an awesome set, but they are all unique to themselves, which is another thing I love about fluid art. So, all right. Torch this one here and see what happens. There we go. You can still see it, top left one. This one here. I do enjoy working with the Perspex. It is a little different. I haven't come across any issues, and so I'm very happy with that. Yeah. So let's go and see bottom right hand corner. Okay. All right, so we are going to have a close-up and then I will sign off. So if you have any further questions, please pop it in the chat box now so that with any lag or delays, we'll be able to see it before I sign off. So here was the first one. Yep, the first one. That does look pretty cool. Try and keep the focus on. I actually quite like the effect that's been created in that white. So that's a bit of fun. So the second one over here. I think that middle cell here in the purple, that is trippy. It's different to all the others. So that's cool. This was the third one. So please subscribe, like, comment and share. It really does help. And I know for myself, and no doubt most content creators, or all, is muchly appreciated. So got this one over here. Some of these smaller ones here with cells within cells, varying colours. Okay, and so this was the final one. Much more white in this one. Again, some amazing lines, cells within cells. And again, that same type of happening in the white that happened up above in the first one. So we'll see when they are dry and I can flip them over and have a look if that actually creates some type of transparency, like whether we'll be able to see through that. Yeah. So there we go. Let's get them back in focus. All right. Let's catch up with the chat. And yep, Celine. Thank you. That's so sweet. All right, so you guys have been absolutely awesome. And thank you so much for being here and all your support. What I did want to say before I am going though, is that I'm having a lot of struggles with going live. So I am going to briefly stop going live. I will finish out this month. There's 2 more lives for Tuesday and Wednesday. But I'm going to have to put a brief pause on my lives until I can sort out a really frame that is much more suited to myself and my family. So yeah, just wanted to let everybody know that, so that this is my last late night live for a little bit, but I'll have 2 more 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time live streams for the next 2 days. So come October, I will hopefully sort out something a little bit different and find what fits in with us. So there we go, very pretty, beautiful colours, great outcome. Good night, take it always awesome. Bye for now. Yeah. All right, great. Thank you so much, everyone. You're amazing and I appreciate you. So if you have to go anywhere at the moment, please take care. And it is important because you are important. So from myself always, hi Tracy, looks like Valentine's colours. I'm new. Oh, hello Laurie. Thanks so much for coming in to say hello and let me know that you're new. I appreciate that. So, will miss me. It's only briefly. It's just a temporary thing where I need to just take a moment. So, yeah, all right. Well, I hope you found education or some relaxation and in that video as well. So from myself always, be kind, be creative, and be fabulous. Bye.